G'day, I'm Brian from BsianTech. We're going to look at this QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 dock. It is a docking station or replicator hub. It is powered, so it's able to charge a laptop or mobile phone or even a USB Type-C device that's connected to it. We're going to look at the features of this dock as well as test the different scenarios that you may encounter when connecting this dock to a Windows laptop or even a MacBook. I will also include near the end of the video how to install this dock on our MacBook M1. I will be putting timestamps along this video so you can skip to different sections that you may be interested just to help you save time. Let's have a little port starting on the back. Looking on the right, full-size HDMI port, full-size display port, gigabit Ethernet port, 2 USB 2.0 USB Type-A ports, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports which are able to provide of power delivery of up to 15 watts, which is good to charge your other devices like mobile phones. You can also connect monitors through this Thunderbolt 4 port. Now, if you're driving an 8K monitor, you'll need to go through this Thunderbolt 4 port for it to drive the 8K monitor. And the last Thunderbolt 4 port is where you connect the supply Thunderbolt 4 cable to connect it to your USB-C device or your laptop. And then we've got the AC power port. Looking at the front side of the dock, we've got the power button, Thunderbolt 4 port, 2 USB 3.0 USB Type-A ports, full-size SD card reader, and a micro SD card reader, microphone jack, and a headphone jack. The QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 dock does come with a detachable Thunderbolt 4 cable. Now when this cable is connected from the dock to another USB Type-C device, it measured in a length of 72 centimeters, which is nice and decent. I like that it's detachable because you can upgrade it later on or replace this cable, because quite often a lot of Thunderbolt cable docks has issues with the bend here, or gets pretty much the shielding gets weared away. So it's nice to see that this is replaceable, or if you want to upgrade to a longer length later on. But still, this 72 centimeters is a nice decent length. This Thunderbolt 4 dock is also can provide power delivery to a USB Type-C device. It provides up to 60 watts of power. So with most business class laptops and laptops that don't have discrete graphics, that should be able to power most of those laptops. If you're discrete graphics, then more than likely you'll probably still need to connect your supply power adapter. As for the Mac, with the MacBook Air, it should be able to charge that no problems, as that only requires 30 watts of power. As for the 13-inch MacBook Pro M1, that does require 61 watts of power, but only 1 watt difference. This should still be able to charge without doing a power drain on the battery. As for the 14-inch, that's a different story. With the 14-inch MacBook Pro, with the M1 Pro, that does require 67 watts. So there will be a little small power drain on the battery, but I don't expect it very much as it's only 7 watts difference. And as for the M1 Max on the 14-inch, that does require 96 watts of power. So that one there, you probably do see a power drain on the battery. And of course, with the 16-inch MacBook Pros, that requires 140 watts for the new 16-inch. So that one definitely you'll want to connect your supply power adapter. As for the build quality of this dock, it is made of plastic. It feels a little bit like a medium grade plastic, so it's not the high grade plastic, nor is it the cheap grade plastic. The top is very solid, I can tell you that. But one of the improvements I like to see in this QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 dock is the corners. They are quite sharp. I have scratched myself a few times when reaching over for things if this dock is close by you. So I like to see round off the edges a little bit more for the next version. The QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 Max dock is able to support up to quad displays. So that's 4 monitors at 4K at 60 Hertz. I will only be testing 3 4K monitors on this dock, as that's all I own or can get my hands on for the time being. Looking at the surface operating temperature of this dock, first off, your average hand is anywhere between 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. So hopefully that gives you a bit of idea on how warm this dock will get. Now, when I test this dock and put it on idle, as well as putting on 100% load, so I had it running on triple 4K display for a few hours and also running games, and it was pretty much the same all the way through. The hottest area measured in at a 43 degrees Celsius for the surface temperature. Now, as for the noise of this dock, I didn't hear it. It was practically silent. We're going to connect the QGeeM dock with this M1 MacBook Air. We're going to see if it's able to do the triple external monitor display at 4K res and at 60 Hertz refresh rate. Now these two are 34-inch monitors, which are W Quad HD, and I've got behind me is the 27 4K monitor. So before I get started, I also want to tell you that the power button on the dock is only to actually power the dock itself. It does not mirror the power button on your laptop if it's a Windows computer or a Mac. This power button again is only to power the dock on and off, and that's all it does. So let's connect this M1 Mac Air with this QGeeM Dock 4. Now this is very normal, of course, making sure that in the Mac the DisplayLink Manager app is launched. And it is very normal for it to take a bit of time for it to actually boot up the display. Now that's because it needs to pretty much engage in the alternate display port. Now, as you can see, I've got all three monitors working plus the built-in display, and we'll go have a look at the display. So just to let you know, it is working in extended mode. So that's the way configuration. So it is working in extended mode, and we're going to have a look at the resolution. So display settings. Now I've got this 34 as the main monitor, and we go to scale, and we can see it is the resolution is 3440 by 1440, which is 4K, and it is doing the 60 Hertz refresh rate. Now jumping to the other 34, and again it is doing the 4K, and we can see it's doing a refresh rate at 75 Hertz, which means it's above the 60 Hertz. So that's fantastic to see. And we'll jump to the 27-inch monitor. We'll go to scale, and we'll just chuck this one into 4K mode. And it is still able to do 60 Hertz as well. Fantastic there. So it is able to do the triple 4K at 60 Hertz on M1 MacBook Air. So this should also work in M1 MacBook Pro as well. Now, the next scenario we want to have a look at is to see if this will work with the lid closed. So as you can see, that has changed automatically. We've got only 3 displays. So of course we can't really get it. And again, it is working off extended here. So that's good to see. Now, the next question is, will this be able to lock and go to sleep, and then are we able to wake it up? Now, just to let you know that I've got 2 scenarios here. So this is the Bluetooth, this is a Bluetooth mouse, and I've got a wired USB mouse that's connected to the dock. And we're going to do the different scenarios here. So I'm going to put this computer to sleep. All right, we'll just give it a couple more seconds for it to fully go into sleep. So that monitor's gone to sleep, and this monitor's still waked up. That's just, I'll just do that again, because I'll probably move the mouse there. I'll just tell it to go to sleep one more time. I won't actually try and move the mouse this time. So I can definitely see that that has fully gone to sleep. That's looking for display, and that's looking for display. So now the computer is fully asleep. So I'm going to use the USB mouse, as you see. Just give it a few clicks. Will it wake it up? And again, with the DisplayLink drivers, you do normally have to wait for a few seconds for it to wake itself up. Now, that's fully gone to sleep, and there we go. We finally got it up. We've got the login screen. That's fantastic to see, and it's on the 34-inch monitor. Now, I'm going to tell it to go to sleep one more time. So that's using the mouse, USB mouse, to wake it up. And I'm going to do it with the keyboard, if it's able to wake it up using a USB keyboard. Just going to give it a few more seconds there. All right, I'm just going to press enter. I can hear the Mac is doing something, and there we go. We've got it boot up of the displays. Now I'm going to do that one more time to tell it to go to sleep. And the last scenario is to try and wake up the M1 MacBook Air with a Bluetooth wireless mouse. So let's try and do that. Give it a few clicks and movement, and bang, we've got it waking up using a USB wireless mouse. One of the new features of the DisplayLink Manager is you can now do rotation on the external displays, which means you can actually put the monitors in portrait mode if you want. Now, just go to the DisplayLink Manager app, and you'll see in the middle, it's listed the different monitors, and at the moment set to standard, which means it's in landscape mode, and we'll just move, I'm going to move this 34-inch into portrait mode, so 90 degrees, or you might have to go the 270 degrees, depending on which way you want to flip it at, but here goes, 90 degrees, and we'll see, hopefully this one, go into portrait mode, so then you just need to turn that around. And it is still set to extended mode. This is a bit funky on my display, sorry. There we go, we'll just see that, just showing you that it's still in extended mode, which is good to see of this new feature. I've got a Windows laptop connected to the QGeeM 4 dock, and again, I am getting the triple 4K external displays, and they are set to extended mode, as you can see, and you do find it a little bit laggy. Now, this is very normal for DisplayLink drivers on Windows computers, simply because it is running the processor quite hard, especially running free 4K monitors. Now, having a look at the refresh rates on each one, so I'm just going to advance display, and I can see from this 34 it is at 60 Hertz, and at the other 34 is at 74 Hertz, which is nearly 75, so it is able to do 4K at 60 Hertz. Now, having also look at if we are charging the computer, it is charging the computer, which is good to see. Now, this only requires 60 watts of power, which is what this dock can provide. And again, we are going to just close the lid and see if this is able to run the, it's just gone to sleep as I have not set that off. Well, at least we can see I can wake it up using the keyboard and mouse. And again, it is running quite happily without the built-in display, and we've got the external displays working in extended mode. So that's good to see. Oh, I think that's gone the other way, has it? No, it's gone this way here. So that works there fine. I'm going to go through the installation of the DisplayLink Manager app on the Mac in detail, as this has been an issue on some of my videos regarding about DisplayLink docks that on my channel in the past, and I do get quite a bit of inquiries about that and personal assistance for the troubleshooting. So hopefully I'll be able to cover this and give you a bit of tips on how to make this DisplayLink and DisplayLink docks work as well too. So first off, I do have a Mac Air M1 on this, and this here is the Monterey version of OS I've got here, and this is a MacBook Air M1. So first off is just do a Google search or website search for DisplayLink drivers Mac as a search term, and choose the first one. Again, it's from Semantic, so just click on that one there, and hopefully it'll come up. Now, we are after the DisplayLink Manager graphics connectivity software, and this one is covering Monterey and also Big Sur. Now, that's the latest version we've got here. Click on download. Now, if you have older versions of Mac OS, just expand the legacy releases and just scroll down till you find your version there. So I've now already pre-downloaded this. Put it on my desktop here. I'll just go down there. Double click on the PKG file, click on continue, agree to its terms conditions, not like we cannot agree to that. Click on install. It'll ask you for your admin password. Now, you do need to have administrator rights to install this. If you don't, then you're going to be in trouble. You might have to ask your IT department or someone who has administrator rights to that computer. Now, installation is pretty quick, as you see that. Click on close, and you'll see a notification pop up here asking for DisplayLink Manager notifications. Now, do allow that to happen, or it may give you some issues. Straight away, DisplayLink Manager app is already launched, and you'll see it on the top right hand corner on that little icon here. So I'm going to go through a little bit more in depth this when it should now work. If you connect the dock up, and it should now work. Now for those that don't have it working, now if you find that the DisplayLink Manager app isn't launched, you can do this manually. To do that, just go to Spotlight. You can click on the magnifying glass or Command Space, and just look for do a DisplayLink Manager as the search term, and it hopefully should come up there. So just to show you, display link, and then usually manager will come up. So just put that up. Hopefully you see that icon up there. Now next part is if you connect external screens up. So I'm just going to connect the QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 dock in there now, and you'll see that starts charging straight away. So I can see that's charging, but I've got quite a bit of power ready, so it's not going to be charging it massively. If you find that your external screens has not displayed anything yet, even though you still got the DisplayLink Manager app open or launch, then what requires is the permissions for the DisplayLink Manager to do the screen recording. Now to do that, you just need to go to System Preferences. Now if System Preferences is not in your dock, you can do again Spotlight search or Command Space and go System Preferences. Now if you don't want another way, you can click on Apple and go System Preferences as another way here. Go look for Security and Privacy. This is usually the last one of the second row. Select that one there. Go to the privacy if it's not already launched. It usually comes up in general. Sometimes you may find it come up here, the DisplayLink Manager. If you're installing, if you had issues installing this and it's not coming up, you may have to come down here, click on the unlock it, and then allow it anywhere. Go to privacy. Scroll all the way down on the left window here. Look for the screen recording. At the moment, you see that we don't have the DisplayLink Manager app here. If it doesn't work, all we need to do is unlock this padlock. Now again, you do need your administrator right password or account. Unlock that. Click on Add down at the bottom here to add application. We'll go automatically to Finder. Now we're looking for the DisplayLink Manager. Select that one there, click on Open, and then it will just want to quit and reopen it again because we've got that launched already. Now this will hopefully allow you for the external screens to work once that is there. Now I'm going to lock this up and close that. Now you'll find hopefully that should be the key to make it all work for the external screens. Now there is another new component to this. If you just click on DisplayLink Manager app on the top right, there is now a good idea to click on launch automatically when after login. So this is automatically startup. It's a good idea. Now for those who have Apple Watch, if you want to use that, it has the support now for Apple Watch to unlock within the login screen. And again, this is probably one of the cool extensions that I try to fix with the login screen extension. You may have to download it. I'm just going to download that here now. So I'll just go download that. Select that one here. Click on the downloads. Now there is the login screen extension. This does help it to work on the extension at the login screen for those who have password locked it. And I'll just go through that. Again, it's pretty simple. Just click on pretty much install and follow the wizard and put in your admin password. It installs pretty quickly. And what that allows you, I'm just going to keep that. And what that allows you, if it goes into a lock screen here. Now in the lock screen, if you have the lid closed and then it comes back up, or have the lid closed, this should hopefully pop up. And as you see, that should hopefully pop up. Now, sometimes you may find that there is a message here, and it seems to happen on Big Spur. I've seen this a few times, that says this screen is being watched. Now, that is because of the DisplayLink drivers we've added into the screen recording, and that's what that message may actually tell you, that that's where it's coming from. Just to let you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just to let you know that that could cause that message, warning message up. Overall, I can recommend this QGeeM Thunderbolt 4 dock. The fact that it's able to drive triple 4K monitors at 60 Hz is fantastic for both the Windows laptops and a MacBook with M1 chip. It is brilliant that it can do that, and it has a nice selection of ports as well. But I like to see improvements on, firstly, the edges here for the corners, as is quite sharp. Also like to see them improve on this power button and have it mimic or try and mirror the power button of a Windows laptop or even the Mac laptop as well, rather than have it just turn on and off for the power of this dock. I find that not really need for that. I'd rather have it try and mirror the power button of a laptop. Else, this is definitely quite a nice dock, so I definitely can easily recommend it. Hopefully you find this video informative or enjoyed it. If you did, or even support my channel, smack that like button for me. It does help me out. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hitting that subscribe button, I do try to upload a new video every week. And of course, I do have membership, so if you'd like to support me more, join that membership. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you in the next video.